And I went, get the guns out. I said, they said, wants to meet. I said, tell them we're meeting at Ivory Corner. And they pulled up. He's pulled an hatchet out of his coat. Well, I don't care, because I've got a sawn off under mine. And he went, we chop it. I went, is that right? I went, I'll blow your head off. I went, how about that? I grew up in Islington. It was a really poor area, poor at the time, you know. And, you know, we was street kids, really. My dad was a builder, had his own building company, so we was quite affluent that way. There was no racism, you know, you had black people living there, you had Muslims living, you had all sorts of people living there. One thing we all had in common, we were skint. So all the front doors was open, we weren't never going to steal off each other because none of us had anything, but you could go into someone's house and if they're having a meal, you could sit down at their table and they'd feed you. So everyone was an auntie and uncle. Yeah. What's it like your neck of the woods?
When I was brought up, I was brought up in a, what they call an impoverished estate, Black Hill in Glasgow. My dad had 2 single-decker buses. He worked for himself.
Same.
Wasn't a straight goer. He's obviously a bit of grey area and that.
We used to sell them the old newspapers. Well, my mate Tony, I think he was a kleptomaniac. He was definitely disturbed, you know. He was an out-and-out thief. I think he was born a thief. But we're going around collecting. He said, his dad owned a sweet shop. And he said to me, they throw them outside the door, the newspapers. This is a funny one, you'll laugh at this. So we get these newspapers, take them up to the fish and chip shop. The geezer was a Polish geezer, owned a fish and chip shop. We've cut the string off. Here's your newspaper, wrap the fish and chips up in them days. And he's clocked it. They're all today's date, right? So he don't pay us. He said, you've nicked these, I ain't paying you. Now I've got the ump, and we're about 8, 9.
What year was that?
59.
Late 50s?
59, yeah. And I see this dead cat, you know, all the bits have gone out of it. It was just a mouldy old cat. I meant to throw it at him, right, for nicking my newspaper. So I've thrown this cat. He's hit the counter and gone right into his fryer. He's out closed the gaff down, hasn't he? He's come to see my old man screaming and shouting and hollering. My old man went, what's it all about? And the old man used to do bare knuckle fighting on a Sunday. And he saw him off the doorstep, shouting and hollering. He said, you've robbed the kids of their money. He said, have you used the newspapers? Of course he had.
And you deep fried the cat?
Yeah.
At what age did you leave school?
I left school at 15. Because my dad lost his business, and so we all had to work.
What's the truth or the myth behind you being the UK's youngest armed robber?
No, that was true.
Was it?
Yeah, I stuck up a post office van because they told me it was full of pouches with money in it, but what they didn't tell me was it had already delivered the money. So, no, I mugged myself right off. I stuck up an empty van, right, had a double sawn-off shotgun, and so, like, they went, youngest person in Britain, and so they gave me a senior detention centre for that.
So, what was that?
6 months.
6 months?
6 months.
Was it still short, sharp?
Yeah.
Military, no speaking?
No. I've done 6 months of it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing them all bashing each other up in there. Well, as soon as you went through the doors, the screws was there and they beat you. Wear gloves and they beat you. So straight away, that told me violence got a voice here.
So were you 16, 17?
I was 16, coming up to 17.
Yeah.
All right. So smashed a few people up in there and...
Did you find that the staff and they were ex-military?
Yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
And they used to, you know, like the screws...
Did you get the toilets called ablutions?
Yeah.
And all the things?
I did, you know, the screws in there, where they used to, the others...
The feet cap?
They used to slash there, so it was like that.
Yeah.
So you looked like the Gestapo, you know?
Yeah. I used to walk away from school quite a lot and cry through anger, going to my grand's.
Yeah.
And eventually, when I sought revenge on the bullies, it came to the attention of other people, namely Thompson, that ended up, his enemies were my enemies, and I was asked specifically, why are you doing this violence?
Yeah.
They couldn't understand that
it was personal to you.
It was personal, it was revenge. I don't think you can ever bully a bully.
No. The thing, now that's where you and I are different. Mine was never of revenge.
No, mine was.
I wanted money, I wanted the power, I wanted to control. This is how I got involved in the organised crime bit. I said to my dad, I said, when is it? I said, what's about this, about the insurance company? He said, well, if they have 3 bricks through their windows, He said the insurance jumps up. Now, they just opened up the Indian and Chinese restaurants and all that. And, you know, I'm a schemer. I thought, right, I've got these kids, and they all looked up to me because I'd been done with guns and I was violent, well known on the manor. I went, you want to earn yourself a couple of quid? They went, yeah. I said, I want you to put 2 bricks through to their windows. And then when the second brick went through, I walked into them. I said, look, this is terrible what's happening here. I said, we can stop this happening, you know that. So we opened up our insurance company. But the Yanks, when I was on their television, they said, no, that was extortion, but call it what you want. But they never got no more bricks through their windows. And the deal was, whenever we come in to eat, we get it free, put a little bit on the bill, and we get the envelope. And it was sweet. People was pleased to see us because we were stopping aggravation. But I thought, I'm working for these people, and I'm collecting money for them, and also when they're in trouble, they're asking me to bash people up. They're driving around in nice cars, and I'm getting like 50 quid. And I thought, I don't need you, I could shoot you.
But that's a penny dropping exercise when you feel that you're getting to use them.
Yes.
What was your closest position during that period to feeling as though you're getting whacked, you're going to die, you're never going to make this? What was the thing in your mind that said, whoa, did you have something on you to say, well, if I'm going, they're going?
I'll tell you a funny story, like with the triads when they come on, because I've always been anti-drugs, you know. Not because, you know, I've just seen it mess a lot of people up, good people mess up, and I thought, no, not for me. I weren't against that. And then the triads come on the manor. Like, we had all the people smoking dope and all that. I didn't class that as drugs, because they weren't violent, they was chilling out. So, you know, more people done violence in drink than ever was with puff.
Because it's taxable.
You got it in one, ain't you? You know, same as I do. So you look at that, and I thought, no. And they come on, and I done bird with them, because when I got the chunk for the manslaughter, I done bird. The triads was in there for heroin, you had the mafia in there for doing that government, that big bond swindle. So I met all these people. And I knew they were nasty bits of work, these triads. And Frank walked in the pub, and I'm sitting there, because I didn't drink in them days at all. I'm sitting there, and he said something about triads. I went, what? Now, to be honest with you, then all the red lights went off in my head. I thought, oh, hold up, I'm going to get, you know, are they come to whack me, or, you know? And I went, get the guns out. I said, they said, once a meet, I said, tell them we're meeting at Ivory Corner. And they pulled up. So he went, I want to see Bobby Cummines. And they went, that's Bobby Cummines. Now, he's expecting a thug, you know, a big heavy, like a doorman. He's pulled an hatchet out of his coat. Well, I don't care, because I've got a sawn off under mine. And he went, we chop it off, and is that right? I went, I'll blow your head off. I went, how about that? I went, now get back in your car, get back to Gerrard Street or wherever you come. I said, you come here again, I'm going to shoot you. I said, no 2 ways back, I'm going to blow your face off. They never come back. All my pals going to me, what are you doing? You created a war. Because they all thought I was crazy. You created a war, we're going to have war. Oh, it was, you know, all that, and we had a laugh over it. They went, cool, that was lucky. I went, what are you talking about? I said, that was a right touch. I said, if they had come, we would have gang warfare on the street, guns going up there. But that was the first time that, if you like, I didn't feel safe. I thought to myself, I could have been killed there.
By who?
By them.
By ghosts?
Yeah. You got it. You got it. You don't know. Yeah. They could have sent someone in a pub. I could have been sitting there having me pie and mash like that, and they could have walked in with well, you know how it works, in the back of the nut. Game over. But tell me about you, because you must have been there, where you thought, I'm going to get one in the back of my nut one day.
It was mostly to do with police.
Yeah.
They made it quite clear. You know what this is, your little...
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry for swearing.
No.
That was the thing. You know, this happened in Rossi, 12th of December 1984. And it's the first time that I actually thought vulnerable.
Yeah.
Lying handcuffed, face down on the floor, gun in the back of the head. So the fear part of getting whacked wasn't about any enemies. Yeah. To me, it was to do with certain police officers came to arrest me. They became drug dealers. They gave up the chance of being law enforcement. Yeah. And I saw them as rival gangsters after that. It's
very funny, because when I was with Charlie Richardson and Reggie Craig, when I went into Parker's, and he said to me, the old Bill weren't coming, because they sent that SWAT team out, you know, the ones with the berries on, and they all had machine guns and all that. He said, they weren't out to nick you, they was out to whack you. He said, because the word went round, because they couldn't, because I was very cunning, I kept a low profile. They could never get evidence on me. And I think they got the ump. I was saying to them, Bartley's Banksford's Cottage, I've got a not guilty on it. It weren't me who done it, right? But they try to put it on me. And this is why, I don't know if you feel like it, I can see why people today, like with all this thing going on with the police and the corruption, it's been going on for donkey's years. It's always happened, but only now it's coming to light how bad it's really.
It's a common thread. If you go back to every single miscarriage of justice case, you'll find that the people who have been subject to miscarriage of justice have spent anything between 15 and 25 years in prison.
You know the same people I know.
And the reason for that being is the cops know Bill involved that are retired or dead. The prosecution are tired and dead. And these people get thrown back out onto the street.
Done 2 lots, one for the manslaughter, and then I've done the rest for armed robbery, basically. I've done 7.5 and then I got a dozen. I've done about 13 years out of 20.
I think collectively the first sentence I got was the detention centre, 3 months, young offenders. Then I get 12 months, then I accelerated to 18 months adult, and for 18 months adult to 3 years. Biggest sentence that I got was in the Old Bailey, court number 1. The judge exceeded his powers, and collectively I get 45 years. Spent 4 year 8 months in the high security Belmarsh, Full Sutton, Franklin, Durham, and then get released for the Franklin prison in 21st of January 2002. So this is the 21st year that I've been free from prison. The worst thing I've actually seen in prison was a disembowelment, a slashing of the throat.
Did you see the sugar and the boiling hot water tip over the head, burn their face?
No, the worst thing I saw with that was I was asked recently what was my position in prison. I stutter. Excuse your language, but I was asked to explain it. Right? And there was no about spreading rumours and gossip. Right? It was people who wanted to do donations, either somebody doing a dump in a bucket. And my job.
Landing.
No. Over somebody's head. Right? My job was to make it as like Bovril or Treacle, so that whoever's sitting either side of the screen don't get accidentally splashed. And I've seen it done a few times.
I've done it.
And the noise, the screw took, and it's like.
That's right.
It's like a stop. So the violence side, good screws, bad screws.
There's good cops and bad cops.
Of course it is, and you get some bad prisoners and good prisoners.
That's right.
But the violence that's in there, and you know as well as I do, Bobby, 99% of the people that you meet in there, you'd never want nothing to do with them. But you get the odd golden nugget that you say, that's it. So it's a violent place for violent people. But you do get, and it's important that people know this, that the prison authorities have got a friend and foe list. Right? But they like playing chess with people.
That's right. You're dead right.
They'll move this gang member to there.
Now it's going to kick off.
No, they gamble.
They
put a score.
Do you know something? That come up in the Mubarak case, where the young kid in Feltham, got an Asian kid, was in there for 90 days, and another guy killed him with a chair leg. And there was rumours that there was a gladiator thing set up to, if I put in with him, would they attack each other, who would win? And they was having a bet on it.
It's a violent place for violent people. I respect your decision to leave that lifestyle. What was your catalyst for doing that?
You're going to laugh.
Go on now.
Right? They offered me parole in prison. I went, you having a laugh? And, like they come up and ask you, go to a parole board. I went, you having a laugh? I took the deputy governor hostage in Albany. Right? Got sent to Parkhurst. Next stop is Broadmoor. And you want me, and this is in Maidstone, you want me to sit down with the parole board and go, I'm really a good boy now. And they've got files like that on me for all what I've got up to. I said, it ain't going to happen. I fell in love with the prison librarian. Right, we got married, which she had to give her a job up. No, it's true. So, if you like, I was always a thief. I've even stole their librarian. Right? And I've stole the librarian. And we had a beautiful daughter, my daughter Sophie, because I'd never seen something so beautiful in my life. Here I've got this beautiful child, and it was turning me, Paul. And I thought, I made a promise to myself, if ever I had kids, they'd never see me sitting over a prison table. Where did you decide to go straight?
Belmarsh.
Right, go on.
1997, when the solicitors came and we heard about this fast-track system getting put in London. All these boxes of evidence was there, and it turns out all the boxes aren't full of evidence. One's a supergrass, taped onto through. And then we came with the attention to MI5, that it turns out that myself and my co-accused were the first ones in the UK to be arrested by security services. And when you're in roundabout criminality, as you know, Bob, you never think you come to attention to these people.
No,
and when you come to attention to these people and you're on the radar, there's only one thing for it. Put your hands up, go on with your sentence.
That's right,
Get yourself out. And that, to me, happened in 1998. It wasn't just because of January 21st, 2002, the doors open, there's this angelic voice speaking to you for the clouds, that you're going straight now. I had plenty of time to think about it. So I'd done all the courses in prison, and that's why I think it's relevant. There is a point in time in everybody's life where they can pinpoint and say, that's the catalyst.
That's right.
This is a situation. So mine's actually happened before I was even sentenced.
Mine was similar to that. Is Charlie Richardson, as you know, got me into Open University, and that's why I promote education, because education was liberation for me. Two things that done me. One, I thought, when I had that gun and all that, I thought I was invincible. I didn't care if people were going to shoot me, I'm going to shoot you first, you know. I didn't care about that. I really thought I was invincible until my second daughter died. That brought me to my knees. It was like someone punched a hole in my chest and ripped my heart out. And I didn't want to hurt people anymore. I see people there with their little kids looking in intensive units, you know, where the kiddies are. And I thought, why not me? I wouldn't wish this on anyone. And anyone who's had a child die and says, I know how you feel, no.
No, you don't.
It's too personal, it's personal. When you reflect this world you was in to the world I'm in now, and I realised the damage I had done to other people. When I was doing it, I could justify it. Now I look at it and I think, some I can justify, to be honest, and I think I'm glad I've done it, to be honest with you. Some I think, that went a bit too far, I overreacted. But when I killed an innocent on a bit of work, you know, someone got gagged and choked on their own point, because something to go wrong and an innocent died.
I know that story, Bobby, and I've heard that numerous years ago. There is severe empathy for what happened, because it should never have happened.
No.
If you look back at everything you've been through, if you could change one thing, what would that be?
I wouldn't be Bobby Cummines. I'd hate that job.
I think regrets. There's probably that many that you could sit and think about. Hindsight is a great thing. I think my biggest regret was taking all the hassle back to my mum's house, who didn't deserve it. When my mum passed away, God rest her, in 2013, the parish priest mentioned her bedroom, said it was like the Vatican. My mum would tell lies for nobody. And the amount
my mum's same.
To pick out one, Bob, I think it doesn't do other things justice. I'm sorry I've done this, No, we never.
No, we're not sorry. No, because if we were sorry, we wouldn't have done it in the first place, I think, you know, because I think what done it
most of your work, most of our work was all punishment anyway.
That's right, right. But I think you hit on the head when you said about the parents, because when I was a kid, we used to go to Buckingham Palace, my dad watched changing the guards and all that, and people used to be walking through that door, going in to get their honours, and my dad went, see them, they're toffs. He said, when you get through that gate, that's when you know you made it. Now, my mum and dad, all through their life, just knew me as a villain. They had died. And I walked through that gate and I was getting my OB and I thought, I wish you was here to see this part. One thing I've learnt now, Paul, the price of peace.
It's priceless.
It was a really sorry sight. Led up the stairs at the back, go in there, shaven-headed monster sitting behind a table with his 9mm, right? And that's the opening gambit. That's how we're going to start the conversation. Him with his 9mm pointing at me.